Good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson, and I'm here this evening, and I'm still waiting for my co-panelists to join me. I hope they're on their way. Today Harambee Stars was playing against Gambia. Is it Gambia or what? But from all indication, Harambee Stars has lost, and jirani leo wataongea. Unajua, sisi tumekuwa utani imekuwa kati ya Kenya na Tanzania, na leo venye katika mchuano wa leo inaona kwamba Kenya wameshindwa, najua pale kwa mtandaoni mambo yatakuwa yamechacha sana, so mambo yatakuwa yamechacha kabisa 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 pale mtandaoni. Hey my brother, how are you doing?
Hello brother, tulie tukange.
Hebu nikuulize, umepotelea wapi?
Niko tu kazi tu mingi.
Kazi tu. Hiyo ni nzuri. Unaona vijana wamechapwa leo.
Hiyo ndio, that is the original Harambee Stars.
Hiyo yenye wamechapwa.
Harambee Stars ile tunajua. Hiyo ndio Harambee Stars ile tunajua, ingine ilikuwa pesa.
Sasa mbona mnabadilisha? Naona ndugu yangu Laban pia kwa hapa. Mbona mnabadilisha sasa, unasema kwa mbona hii hawakutoa pesa ndio vijana wacheze vizuri?
Ni upuzi, watu wanashinda wakisema international. Hakuna kitu international players. What is international players? I had said in another show that we are supposed to give the Chan players time. That was the team. Wachana hizi watu wanashinda wakisema international is, those guys, they feel themselves. And who has scored the goal? Nani amefunga hiyo bao? It's not an international player. It was a player who was playing in the Chan. These international players ni bure kabisa.
Brother Ben, mbaazi akikoza kuzaa uzingiziwa mvua. Sasa hao ni Waswahili wakubwa sasa. Now, maybe because like I did not get an opportunity to watch the game, and I'm also seeing my brother Miguda is here. What could be the problem? Where was the problem at? If you look at the game and how the boys were playing.
Let brother Miguda first come and cry because leo najua kuna machozi mingi.
What could have been the problem? Where was the problem? The problem was with the team, or lack of preparation, or they were just overpowered because their opponent were well prepared?
Hello, how are you? Hope you are getting from me.
Yes, we can.
And I hope also my good friend and the co-panelist Joseph is doing well from his side.
Yes.
Pastor, also I want to welcome our viewers from the show. I just want to say, there are things actually which are happening in the Harambee Stars, but we are limited to speak because we understand that is their level. But I just want to say that we had a good team during CHAN, and I think none of them has escaped the country, and they were playing for Harambee Stars.
Yeah.
So we have to have maintained the team because they were already coped with each other, and also Austin Odhiambo was still missing in action. Now, I don't think that the people who were brought in, of course, they are good players, we have seen them before, but at times also in life, you must admit that you can't play for the entire career of your life. Sometimes you must give space to new people, and the new people who are coming out like Austin Odhiambo, Ogam, Rabok, you saw them play very. And I also have an issue why they left Omondi. I still insist this on this person called Omondi, the Jersey 6 during CHAN. He was a good player. He played very well. They keep on benching him until now he was meeting out of the squad. But that now is now left to the team. But me as a Kenyan and a Harambee Stars supporter, I'll just say they ought to have maintained the team which we played. That team elevated us to quarterfinals in CHAN.
Yeah.
And I think that is what ought to have happened. But anyway, we have lost to Gambia. And of course, we are not going to World Cup, but now we should have maintained the pace whereby to maintain our football so that it can attract people even in terms of ranking internationally. So I think that's where we got a problem, whereby the technical team has
Yes.
refused to listen to fans and also people like Abud. Abud, people we have seen now, Abud, people say Abud, why Abud is playing all the games, but is not even doing great. Like today, all those three games, all those three goals came from Abud's side because they identify Abud is overlapping. So there was a loophole in number three, and they scored them in the first half, all of them, because second half now we change some players, but there was a loophole in Abud wings. I think we have learned from our mistake. We ought to have maintained the chanting.
Okay, and you know the reason why I agree with you, because like but I did not have an opportunity to watch the game, because when you see the build up that was big during the chanting, they were together for a long time, and that one made them understand one. Gambia is a football powerhouse in West Africa, and okay, you know, but like to maintain to maintain the team, but that is football. Joseph, what did you have an opportunity to watch the team?
I watched the game and I can see somebody Laban telling me there that if I say that, I'm saying that with knowledge. I'm not talking something I'm not knowing. Kwani saizi ndio tumeanza kuona Harambee Stars ikicheza mpira. We have been seeing them for a long time. The real Harambee Stars is playing today. The one which was playing in Chan, it was a different team. And Moso Miguda has said the people who are left out. I have a bone to pick with McCarthy. The Kibwage was left out. The defense was left. Brother, all those goals that we have been scored, it is the mid, it's the defense. It was weak.
It was
It
weak.
was very weak, very, very, not even weak. It was very, very weak. If you saw the second goal that went inside, that goal was a blunder of the defense. We had a very good defensive side, and I saw very, very good players. Akina Kibwage, they were there and they were never played. I never even saw players. Why did we not put it's a big issue. It's a very big issue. You cannot come and bring international players, and we have players. It's okay, international players can come, but we had players who had winning mentality. We had players who had a winning mentality from Chan. So why did we not put these players? We are you are still bringing players we need to uplift our players from young players. These guys are 20 years and 23. We need to give them airtime to play. They're not these players who are approaching their 34 and 32 there. We need to give players from 20s so that we have a team. We need a dream team. We are going to fight for 2020. Is this the way we are going to play for AFCON 2027?
Mtachapwa.
At home? Seriously, is this what we are going to play? Don't say Gambia is a powerhouse. Gambia, we beat them 3-3 in their home. Why have they come and beaten us home 3-1? We went 3-3 at their home. Why have we come and go 3-1? It's not a powerhouse. It's just because we are playing foolishly there. That there is nothing else we can say. They played very badly, and I cannot even. They played very, very badly.
Okay, asante sana. Na Joseph, nakwambia leo, unajua kuna ile mambo ya watu wanazungumza. Leo jirani atazungumza. Leo mtandao leo na mtafundishwa Kiswahili na jirani. Hiyo ndio itakuwa leo. Unajua jirani leo unajua. Okay, sawa asante. Joseph, before we go into look at the 3 reasons why I don't think like the 60 grace period that has been given to Sakaja will bring any changes to the Nairobi County as a boss, because I was looking at the time frame of 3 years and 60 days. How can that one match? So there's something that's also we need to discuss, and this one goes to the people who have political affiliation or the people who have a fan base to their leaders. And I want to bring you back to the time when Rigathi Gachagua was coming from the US. And in his homecoming, we have this guy who is called Godani Gode. He is a Gen Z, because like we saw him during the Gen Z protest, he was very vocal. He would be seen majority of the times on the social media. And from the look of things, he aligned his political thoughts to that one of Rigathi Gachagua. So when Rigathi Gachagua was coming home, he was among the supporters of Rigathi Gachagua who went to the airport to receive him. But remember, there was that confrontation with the goons, or you might call it the people who did not like Rigathi Gachagua. But in the midst of all that, he was beaten up. The first time I saw was when the Honorable Mbithe, I think is a nominated MCA from Kitui, if not Kitui, maybe I think it's Kitui, visited him in his place where he lives. Yesterday also, I saw a group of young people again visited this guy, but this I'm looking at in terms of his health. From what I saw, I don't think he's doing well in terms of health. He need proper medical care, and that brings me to the question of the fan base, or the how we usually take the law into our hands, or how we usually fight for our political parties to an extent whereby you can endanger a life of a fellow youth just because of politics. But when the interests of the politician converge, they will always meet and do their business, you know. That is one. Secondly, there is no day that you will see, for example, the way Rigathi Gachagua was welcome home. There will be no day that you will see even President William Ruto to the street to make sure that they fight. You will not see that. You will not see the Right Honorable Prime Minister go to the street to fight. You will not see all the politicians. But the people that you will see are the fans, the people who follow them. But at the end of the day, you find that you beat your fellow youth just because of a politics that somebody has disagreed with you in terms of politics. So, what can be done, especially for the young people who have political affiliation, which the Constitution allows you? You have the freedom to affiliate yourself to any political leader, but to the extent whereby what happens that when you meet, you cannot talk of constructive arguments or proposing what can we do, what is your leader doing when it comes to eradicating of poverty, what is your leader doing in education, what is your leader doing on this. But the only thing that you can do, you people, is to fight and harm one another, you know. That is what I'm saying, because like this is somebody that is just a youth like you. He also have political right to support anybody he wants, like you also have a support. But why, if you meet, you have to make sure that you don't talk about the ideas, you don't talk about the challenges that is facing you across the borders used, you don't talk about how can we liberate ourselves from the politics of handouts, the politics of transaction. How can we pressurize the leaders or the political leaders that we are supporting to create an environment whereby we can get jobs? But what we run to make sure that we beat you up to an extent whereby you can even lose your life, Mr. Joseph. What should we do, or what is the message that we should always tell the people who usually follow the politicians?
Yeah, thank you for that question. I think everything has been said. Is that
Yeah.
because they don't listen? We have
Yeah.
tried to tell them that politicians we play you dirty and they don't listen.
Mhm.
All politicians, they are like that, and that's why they keep us in poverty. That's why a politician we want to victimize you and always put you down, so that they can be able to rule you. If you can be able to be empowered, politicians will not be able to rule you. If everybody had work in Kenya, those
Yeah.
political rallies could not be happening. People could be busy doing their work. That's why you see most of them, they want to have that kind of group that is always charged, that ukiwapatia ngiri moja moja ama 500 they are always going to come up and show up and be there wakikuimbia and all sort of things. And this one cut across all boards, whether it's the government, whether it's the opposition, all of them, they are playing those dirty tricks, and it's very bad that citizens are the ones who receive it at the end.
Yeah.
And they are going to receive this one at the end because they don't have money. Not everybody is employed like the way we can be here in the panel. People are jobless in Kenya. People don't have money. People cannot even put a basic meal in their houses. Even live putting a basic meal in their houses. Some don't even have those houses.
Yeah.
So when you are called for a 500 or something, you are going to come out and you are going to go. Hata ukiambiwa muende mkapigane,
Yeah.
as long as umelipwa, utaenda tu haraka sana. And you know, the more these politicians are continuing like this, the more it is continuing to become dreadful. You can see the goons started, and you have seen them in Nairobi now. You can see what they are doing in Nairobi CBD. Because of what? They started to bring goonism. Now the goons are fully fledged, and they are going to be coming every time to Nairobi. Nairobi will not be a safe city anymore. Somebody will be going. Ukienda Nairobi itabidi ukienda na silaha umejiami, kwa sababu you don't know what will happen. Because even I was checking in some of the news headlines from the news from some of the news from the Kenyan newspapers. They were saying how to protect yourself in Nairobi. Imagine you have been asked how to protect yourself in the CBD. So this is just something that the politicians want them to benefit themselves. But as citizens, we are the ones who always pay this price. We are the ones who pay this price, because those goons that were brought by politicians, who are suffering? Are the politicians or the innocent mwananchi? It is the innocent mwananchi in the ground who is being stolen his mobile, who is being stolen his money, and he has not stolen from anybody. He has gone and worked hard for those money and the phone and what he has. But you find a goon who does not want even to become busy, or cannot even be able to go and do some work, or even try to see if he can make something out of his life, coming and stealing from you, because he has amezoeshwa ile pesa ya haraka. You know, politicians. That's why politicians want us to stay in poverty. All politicians want us to stay in poverty. There is no politician who wants you to be uplifted. More so in Kenya, there is no politician who wants you to be lifted. They want you to stay in that poverty so that they can rule you well.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, thank you so much. And this is what Laban says at Brother Ben. Hooliganism in Nairobi, especially political, is living in Nairobi. But for Godha Mgode, we say it was very unfortunate, but he knows the borders of doing it as a Gen Z. He should. Okay, thank you so much. But now, Mr. Meguda, I'm going to also to engage you, and also to weigh your thoughts, especially on the condition of Godha Wanigode. And if you look at his visit, the visit that was made by Mbide, actually, from the place he was staying, it depicts a lot. It tells you a lot, because like your area of living, actually, or your environment of living, explain who you are. And it also depicts a majority of people who are within his environs, and the young people like him. And now, what has really happened to him right now? He's in pain, for sure. I saw it. He's in pain. But what benefit do you have as a youth? Because I don't think that even the young people who might have encountered Godha Wanigode, you know, Godha Wanigode, they know him, and maybe they know where he comes from. They've interacted. He's not somebody who is very new. He's somebody who has been in the social media, and he has been very vocal, especially support for Rigathi Gachagua. So, yeah, but why would you do that to that person? That is one. But if it is indeed that the goons who maybe attacked Rigathi Gachagua convoy, yeah. So now he's in that condition. Now, how do you feel? Or that is what you feel is the best thing now, if a fellow youth he's in pain just for having different political ideology, or supporting somebody whom you don't agree with, Mr. Miguda?
He is called Godha Wamgode. That is the name.
It's
I
called
want to say
Godha.
that Godha Wamgode.
Yeah, it's called Godha Wamgode.
Godha Wamgode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very sad for him. You know, I think he broke his ribs. I think 2 or 1.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate. And it's a sad incident. And also, you have stated the resident where he's residing. I actually saw where he's residing. He's residing in a very pathetic area, environment. And if that is the goal is to live in Nairobi, then I'd rather stay at home because it is not a massive in Nairobi. You can live decently back at home because even the status of the sitting room, the chairs, the house itself, but you cannot blame some extent because maybe he's a content creator, understand, but through content creation, is earning a living. Sometimes, if you look at the background very clearly, you might find out maybe he's an orphan, or if the parents are there, they are unable to take care of him. And it being an old person of the 18 plus, so he has come out to hustle by himself. One of the things that is earning living, one is content creation. By doing those content, maybe he's earning something, and also by going to political rally or taking side politically, maybe he's getting those 500 you are saying or 1,000 bob. So through those things can make him to eat, maybe can have a breakfast, lunch, or supper to some extent. I believe that's why he has taken that stand opposing the government. You know, you might not know what has influenced him, and I don't blame him further because where he's living and all the condition, because I've never supported him, so I cannot blame him. If I could support him, I could blame him. And also, the problem is, as a young person, even as we are engaged in the political activity actively, but I do advise, and also sometimes we do advise that you should know that when you're doing politics, your security should be personal initiative. You should be ensure that you are secure. And I tell you that time when people are doing demonstration, actually, when I was going to the CBD, I was very careful that I must work with two people. Someone was just camera standby. So in case of abducted, at least they know, okay, someone abducted me good. And also, I tell you, Brother Benson, many people might not tell you. I told you that the other time I went to Raila's rally. I was not alone. I was with my fellow boys. We were around, including my brother and some village mates. We were around people. We were many, around 30 people. So in case of anything, so you know how you can maneuver. So that one I'll advise young people that politics is not the way you are seeing it. And the only thing you can do, you can use platforms like social media, maybe TikTok or mainstream media. But if you want to go and confront your opponent in the field, you might find it rough. And I should advise people, whenever there is a president coming, people like William Ruto, if you know you are having hard feelings for him, just don't go to that rally. There are avenues you can criticize him. But if you go there, then you want to oppose him immediately, the kind of security the president is working with is not a joke. And they don't understand whatever you are talking about, because their first role is to ensure the president is safe. And also, this brings me to the issue. If you must go, but there's no of you going there, unless you are a figure, you are going to speak in that rally. But if you must go, because you can also, I can't stop people to go there. Ensure that at least you have your mbogi, wale watu mtakana kwa mtaa. Maybe you are mtaa moja, mnatembea hata mkenda maandamano. Don't just walk by yourself. Even have 3 people by yourself. In case anything can happen, so someone can report to the other people. But the Mgodem, I can say I don't support what happened to him. It was very unfortunate because you find out that he went to receive Gachagua from airport. He was live on TikTok. People saw him. So he exposed himself to the opponents. And the opponents were the people who are going to counter Gachagua's arrival into the country. So the opponents take advantage of the situation. They say, okay, leo tumempata. Wacha tumguze kidogo. Na wako mguza kidogo. And the people who actually attacked him are well known. And the person who instructed them is well known. They are the opponents. So it is not good. But also I would like to appeal to the party leadership, because we understand these politicians don't care about you. But someone like Gode Wamgode, they should reconsider that he has been a diehard for Rigathi Gachagua, and he has been a one-time man. So they should reconsider on how they can ensure that they cater for his medication. But it should be a lesson to him. Allow me to finish.
Okay.
But it should be a lesson to him. This is why it should be a lesson to him. You know, some of these people are getting into politics anyhow because it's Gen Z movement demonstration. No, you must calculate. If you must do those things, you must be responsible. if you must engage these people, you must be responsible. Because at the 12th hour, this Rigathi Gachagua can still work with William Ruto. These are not permanent enemies. Rigathi Gachagua can work with Ruto very, very perfect going forward. So as a critic or as a opposition, you need to be very objective, and also you need not to take it like it's a do die or death. It has a limit, because after politics, just like football today, we know we have played against Gambia, we have lost. Life must move on. I think the young man is my fellow young man. I feel for him, and the right thing should be done to him. But as a lesson, let him know that politicians, you should not take it serious. Even them, they have not taken it serious the way God was taking it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Miguda, for that. And as much as we might be talking, but like it also boils down to the public, especially when you are affiliating yourself with any politicians, with any politician, or you are loving another political party. But the thing is, um, I think we should reach a point whereby, instead of reaching a point whereby that we have to make sure that we have to show our prowess, or we have to show how powerful we are by um, especially doing something like the way it was done to the gentleman. That is not, I don't think that is the best way. And also that one also teaches us, especially some of the politicians that we are supporting. Sometimes we might be supporting, but now when the time reaches for us to get that support from them, we don't get it. So it's also a lesson that now we should learn as voters, especially even the way you've said, if you don't like the politics of President William Ruto, then there's no need for you to go to his political rally, yeah, because that one might bring some damage to you, So that is something that also is you should think of it. So that is Mr. Barak. How are you doing?
Hello, Brother Ben. I'm doing well. And how are you and my colleagues in the studio?
We're good. We were just looking at what is happening right now to one of the youths, especially, who has been very vocal, Godha Wanigodhe. Sijui jina yake vizuri, lakini ukiangalia maisha yake kulingana na matukio aliyopata wakati alikuwa anaenda kumlaki Rigathi Gachagua akitoka Amerikani, ambapo alipigwa na saizi unapata kwamba ako katika hali si mzuri sana, ako na maumivu, alipigwa na hali yake sasa si mzuri, kusema ukweli. So ndio tulikuwa tunajadili, tunasema mambo ya siasa sana sana ikifika mahali inafaa tushindane tu kwa hoja, labda tuseme kwamba wewe wewe ni shabiki wa mtu na wewe ni shabiki ya jama let's say kwamba your political party, what are their policies when it comes to creating employment, what is their policies in terms of education, rather than that when we meet we feel that the violence is everything. That's what we were kind of like saying here.
Okay. I don't have much to say about that because I've not really had the story you're talking about.
Yeah.
But generally, is that I think many people in Kenya don't really care much about policies
Yeah.
or even the ideologies of their political leaders. They just follow their political leaders out of other reasons apart from policies. Because even if you ask those people who are following, just mention one leader, those who are following him so passionately, just ask them about his policies. I doubt if they will really tell you even one of the policies that they make them attracted to that leader. So that is why you find that it is very easy for people to harm others because of political leaders, and it has been part of Kenyan political culture, which is not good at all. I think people should just learn that this politics usiweke kwa roho. You know, people go physical because wanaweka siasa kwa roho. They've refused to learn from these politicians. If you look at even leave alone long time ago, just look at 2022 and compare this Ruto speeches and Raila speeches. And those who are supporting Ruto and those who are supporting Raila, just look at how they were insulting each other. And right now they are sharing the bed. They are calling each other by elder brother, younger brother, and so I think Kenyans have just refused to learn. It happened the same way in 2017 when Uhuru and Raila supporters were at each other's neck. Remember, even Babu Wino, there's a day he found himself in trouble after 2017 election, and he was arrested and released and rearrested. Like it was 3 times because of calling Uhuru son of a bitch. So, but now later on, what happened? The handshake came in, and they had now to start relating with each other. So, I think the problem is that the common mwananchi, the Kenyans, the common mwananchi have refused to learn that these politicians, they only differ when their interests are clashing, but when their interests are aligning to each other, they are very good friends. So why should you attack your fellow citizen because of a politician? And yet tomorrow, even after 2027, I'm assuring you that even Gachagua will shake hand with Ruto, and they will start dining together. And na wale wanatukanana wanapiganana na saa hizi, wengine watakuwa wamepoteza mikono, wengine wamepoteza miguu, wengine wamepoteza hata maisha. They will not even be there. And these politicians will be there. They will continue shaking hands and calling each other brothers, and their life will continue. But what about you? Those who are losing their life because of them. What about those who are losing their livelihood? Those who are losing those who are even being disabled because of them. So I think Kenyans should just learn and stop this issue of taking politics so personal. You are muted, Ben.
Thank you so much, Mr. Barak. And that is what we are reminding everybody who is listening to us. Sometimes you might feel that you are the person who holds the key to the politician's success. But at the end of the day, if something happens to you, sometimes you be by yourself, because like some of there's some incidences even as we've experienced, especially Kisumu, there are those who are still having those bullet wounds. There are those who have lost their lives. The mothers are taking care of their grandchildren, just because maybe some of them took it so much personal, and you were there on the street, but along the way, you found the bullet found you, and so and not even that, whereby the opponent, especially when you look at the counties like Homa Bay, whereby we've witnessed violence come to Migori too. We've witnessed political violence, because like sometimes the young people are dying. Just a few weeks ago, I don't know whether you saw that in the internet, in Migori around the Awendo area, whereby there are few young people who lost their life, and some were nursing some wounds just because of politics. It is not such serious. Wait until you go and vote and go back to your home and wait for the results, but do not take it personal, like huyu sasa ni jamaa wangu, ndakupatia maisha yangu. Hao wanaendelea na maisha yao, wewe umebaki hapo ukiteseka. So itabidi wewe kama wewe ukuwe na fikra, ufanye upinduzi ya mawazo ama fikra yako. Usipofanya upinduzi, utapata kwamba wewe ndio unaumia. Asante sana mandugu zangu. I think like we have something like around 45 minutes, then we will close down. And Joseph, I know tomorrow morning we will be having a recap of what happened during the week. So me and you in Mzalendo, we will be there in the morning, so you can also join us. So I just want to hear from you, because like there are so many people who are now weighing their thoughts, especially in Nairobi. One, the sister to Raila Odinga, that is Ruth Odinga, has also weighed the thought, and he has mentioned something like about devolution, that the people who have been given the powers by the constitution to oversight the governor are the MCA. So he felt she's so much disappointed of what happened, especially negotiate or to avert the impeachment of Sakaja, and so there's so many people who are now giving their thoughts, and like we are asking within a period of 60 days, what can really change? Is there any change that we can see with the insecurity now increased in the CBD, especially in Nairobi? And you've given Sakaja like 60 days, and you remember he has been in power for the last 3 years. So you look at, will this one really change if things to go by, or we will be seeing NMS coming in? Let me start with you, Mr. Joseph.
Yes, thank you, my brother, for that question. Tomorrow I'll be there with you in the morning.
Yeah.
So I wanted to answer that question by saying it's very unfair that we have seen governors who have been impeached, but we have not seen them being told they'll be given 60 days. So where is the fairness in that? If we could say we could be giving somebody second chances, we could have given Kawira Mwangaza a second chance.
Yeah.
And we could have not impeached her. They could have called for a meeting and tried to save her. And the other governors that have been impeached, we could be doing the same thing. Why is it that when it's come to Sakaja that we want to call for a meeting and try to save his skin? That guy has truly lost what a governor should be in Nairobi. If you look at the situation in Nairobi, you feel to sympathize with the Nairobians.
Yeah.
You look at the pathetic situation of the garbage. You look at the pathetic situation of the roads, the healthcare system. You feel it is very bad, and they are telling him that they are going to give him 60 days, which is 2 months.
Yeah.
What will he do in 60 days that he has not done in three years? I wonder what he'll do in 60 days that he has not done in 3 years. Because if you are serious, you could have been. This is the final lap, brother. We are having only 1 year. You are given by Nairobians, the people who vote in Nairobi gave you a chance to be able to serve them. But you, instead of serving people, you are coming to plead for people to give you 60 days. Why are other governors working? That is the question I always ask myself. Is it that all governors are the same, or some of them they are working? Because we can see some governors who have truly, even if there is corruption, corruption in counties is very rampant. But we have seen governors who are working and they have delivered some of the things. Why has he not been able to deliver? Why is he going to ask for people to plead on his behalf so that he can be able to be added 60 days? That's why I always come and say, Nairobi, I think being a county, it was a wrong move. I don't think Nairobi should have become a county. Nairobi could have remained a metropolitan as it was. Because being given Nairobi, do you know Nairobi is the capital city, brother, of Kenya?
Yeah. So
everything that looks bad at a person who comes and is his first time in Nairobi and comes and sees garbage. And, I was seeing another video, tourists are coming to show garbage in Kawangware. So that is the impression of the whole country. If somebody, the gateway of our country is seen, we have dumps, we have garbage which is uncollected, we have roads which are unpassable. What do you think that person who has come to invest thinks about the country? If you have looked at so many of the cities even live you in the West, just look so many of the cities in Africa. Go, for example, Kigali is there. They have made their city to look clean so that it can be acceptable to the people. And I'm not talking about only Nairobi CBD. Nairobi incorporates Dagoretti South, it incorporates Dagoretti North, it incorporates all the constituencies that are there, Starehe, Kamukunji, Embakasi. So when somebody comes, you cannot come and sleep in the CBD as a person who is invited in the country. You live amongst the within areas. But brother, I can tell you, in where I come from, this guy has failed completely. So I don't know if 60 days will help him to recover what he has not done in 3 years. But that is a joke. That is a joke of a lifetime.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Barak, and you also. When you look at the 60 days, and you look at the complaints that have been leveled against Sakaja, not this time around, because it started way back. Remember, even when we had floods where Eric Omondi had to come with the boat and to try to rescue people, that was also was attributed to bad management and did not put in place the good disasters team. Remember, even during there was some inquiry that was taking place, and the people that were put in those pro, those departments, I can remember there was somebody who had a degree or something in the theology, but he was put especially on things to do with management. And now he has been given reprieve for 60 days to fix the mess of Nairobi, ranging from the garbage that people are talking about, ranging from the corruption, all that is being leveled against him. And also, you weigh that Ruth Odinga also is saying that, okay, the Nairobi could have gone with the impeachment and go to the Senate. So the Senate would decide whether to impeach or not. And do you see any change that is coming to the city, or we expect to see NMS coming back?
Well, thank you, Brother Ben. Hii mambo ya Sakaja, I think is just pathetic. Nimeongea mpaka hata na feeling ni kama inaniuma kichwa tu, because Sakaja from day one, he just shows sign of messing up the city. And if you look at how he has behaved for the days that he has been the governor,
Yes.
you really sympathize with the people who are who elected him, because he did not find himself there. He was elected by people, and I think people have been taking this city for granted, and that's why we are ending up having people like Sakaja to be the governor, someone who is clueless. I was listening to one MCA who was saying that even Sakaja has never even attended a devolution conference. So he does not even associate himself with fellow governors to know how other countries are running. If he could, maybe he can even learn from the best. I think he sees himself as as an equal to the political elites. Like when he associates himself with Raila Odinga, William Ruto, he feels that he's very senior. He cannot even sit at the same table with the other governors, because he believes that he's very senior, because he's playing a different league in terms of politics. But he does not realize that Nairobi has finished the career of someone like Mike Sonko. This seat is not it's not a joke. And if he's not careful, he's going to finish his career at a very young age. I think he's not even 40. So if he's impeached right now, it means that his political career is done and dusted. So he has not portrayed himself as a leader, number one. And leading a county like Nairobi, there's a lot of dynamics here. And if you're not a team player, then you will not manage. So he's very much focused on his political survival rather than serving the people who elected him. And that is why it was very easy for him to run to Raila and Ruto to save him, so that he can proceed with his work. But he's not really much focused on delivering services to the people who made him the governor. And that is where the problem is. Because you don't need rocket science to know that Nairobi things are not working. You don't need rocket science to know that since Sakaja became the governor, everything is a mess within the Nairobi. And he has been very close to the goons and thugs of Nairobi than the business community, people who run the economy of Nairobi, than the professionals who are most of them are running the economy of Nairobi, who are paying taxes in Nairobi. He has been so close to the goons to organize how to attack people in political rallies, to organize how he can assault people, his opponents, but he has not really been so close to people who can help him run the city successfully. And even it's a shame that his deputy has not really managed to help him much, because I think Sakaja, maybe he does not even listen to his deputy. And those are the challenges that we see, because he's described as someone who is so untouchable. Yeye akitokea ako tu na magoons, he does not really have time for the people who made him the governor. And that's where the problem is. So I think apart from sorting the goons with maybe 1,500 in the evening, I don't think he really understands what is going on even in Nairobi. So even giving him another 5 years, leave alone 6 months, there is nothing much he can do, because he has been given an opportunity instead of proving that even a young person can lead this city effectively. He's just proving us otherwise. And sometimes you wonder. Sometimes we say that, okay, it is time for the young people to lead. But now looking at the young people who have been given a chance, like Sakaja, to lead a county like Nairobi, he's young, proving to us otherwise. So I think it could have been wise for him to call himself for a self-reflection meeting, so that he can really look at himself. Where did the rain start beating him? Because he was loved by the people of Nairobi, and he was given this seat despite him having a fake degree that was in the public domain. People just overlooked that and say that, okay, sometimes degree is not a measure of intelligence, of measure of leadership. But now he's proving us otherwise.
Yeah.
That really, that a degree is really important, because comparing him and other governors, even leave alone Irungu Kangata of Muranga, you can just take an example of a different county, like another city county like Mombasa or Kisumu. You can see that Nairobi is being messed up. Yeah, it's being messed up completely by this the so-called young leader in the name of Johnson Sakaja.
Okay, thank you. But now, let me ask you, do you think the entry of the way Sakaja entered into politics can also play a role and make him feel that he's somebody who was in the kingdom of politics, of who is who in the political sphere? Because remember, sources has it that he was a driver to the late Mwai Kibaki. Then from there, he started to interact with the big boys. Then from there, Uhuru Kenyatta appointed him with the TNA, which TNA did well. Then when he came as a nominee, he was like the youngest in the parliament as nominated. When he came as senator, and the way he used to articulate issues on the TV show, him with the Mitula Kilonzo, made people to love him more. And now again, if he has a problem, instead of solving the problem, he runs to the political figures who are very influential, like the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga. He would run to President William Ruto to come and at least to cover him. Can that one also play a part in his politics, due to the fact that the way he entered politics through the mighties?
Yeah, that can play a part. You remember Atwoli has been calling him his son. I don't know how they relate with Atwoli. And remember, the reason why Sakaja thrived so much in Nairobi is because he was playing a politics that is very different from others. Remember that he has never been associated himself with any tribe. He was seen as someone who is who is tribeless. Let me just use that phrase for lack of a better word. And in 2017, when he was elected the senator, remember when Sonko sent goons to beat up the like of Anthony Oluoch at Pan-Afric, he went and he shielded Anthony Oluoch from these goons. And remember, he was a senator for the Jubilee senator, and Sonko was a Jubilee governor. So, and he said that we don't want violence in Nairobi, because we don't want to let this country go to the dogs. And that made him look like a mature leader and someone who is not associated with this tribe. But now, and I think that's also played a very critical role in him winning the Nairobi gubernatorial race. But now, after winning that, I don't know where the problem started with him, because it's like he lost it after getting that seat. He became untouchable with the realities. He became now he stopped reasoning with the common mwananchi. That connection that he had with the people of Nairobi just disappeared like that. And now he started now dining and whining with the political elites, and associating himself with goons. And these goons are young thugs who are readily available for to do his dirty jobs for him. And you can see them even sometimes being escorted by security agencies, state agencies, during the Maandamano, when they were saying that they don't want violence they don't want goons thieves in Nairobi. So it's like they were protected. And then when in the process of protecting, they also looted and stole so from the innocent people. So you find that, and he has never came out clear to denounce that. And remember, these people went to his office to brag there that they were protecting the city. So you find that I think that is where now the disconnect we came in. So even though he has some strings with the political elites and so on and so forth, remember that once now you are now the governor, you are supposed to shed off those strings so that you can at least show a different style of leadership, because the political elites, most of them are attached to tribal politics, ethnicization of politics, and this patronage politics. But I think Sakaja could have shown a different style of leadership, so that I think he was even becoming like a presidential material. If you have listened to him before 2022, he was like someone who could even be a president in future. But now he's just ruined that because of his incompetence. Yeah, he's just incompetence beyond even, I don't know if we can have a better word to describe his incompetence in Nairobi.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Barak. And we will continue to monitor what is happening in Nairobi. And I'm seeing Father Didi. Father Didi, Abarigani, it's been a while. I hope you're doing fine. We've not seen you for quite a while now. And thank you for coming and sharing with us your thought. We really, really appreciate you so much. And Miguda, maybe in your own, when you look at what is happening in Nairobi, the 60 days that has been given to Sakaja, and also there's this rise of insecurity, which actually affects the economy of the CBD. Do you see any change taking place, especially within a period of 60 days, that you will be pointing out and say that, okay, he has really done a good job?
I don't think there's going to be any change into the CBD within 60 days. I don't know, I'm sure. We are here. I think November, when we are going for our by-elections, that 60 days could have lapsed. So after we will be here discussing about by-elections, we'll also assess Nairobi. So I think nothing will happen. Oh, hey, what I can say is that Sakaja ni mtu wa kipindire. Na Wakenya ni watu wanapenda kipindi sana. Sasa kama uko na dona unaweza chapa kipindi vizuri, waza kucheka kama governor. Another thing, even after Raila tried to salvage him, and you understand, they said he even knelt down begging MCAs not to impeach him in front of Raila, asking for forgiveness. Even after all this, then he went ahead to kupiga sherehe. He went ahead to kupiga sherehe after all this. So this is someone, kila kitu ameguza na kuwa garbage. Yeye mwenyewe ni garbage. So I just want to say one thing in this all statement, because we have discussed this thing the way Barak have said. I think for the last 3 days, Sakaja sasa tumeongea paka mimi nimechoka. There's one thing I want to say. If you should be serious when as voters, because we tend to leave good leaders. Someone like Igade, I believe Igade could be a good governor in my view, and that's where my vote was. Igade. I never cast for Sakaja. I cast for Igade. I believe that Igade was better to Sakaja, and time has indicated me. So what I want to say is this: going forward as a people, we should ensure that we elect people who understand. You know, someone like Sakaja came as nominated MP, then senator, then now governor. So Sakaja maybe Sakaja understand that any role, you are a leader. Your role is just to loot, beat MCA, MP. Yeah, maybe he doesn't understand the roles of the governor. Yeah. He doesn't understand the structure of the governor and also the County Government Act. That's why when we went to elect leaders, like I have a problem with current people who are contesting for the MPs. Unapata mtu ako na kamkunji yake, anaambia watu ya kwamba mimi mkunji yako kama mbunge, nitajenga barabara, nitajenga hospitali, nitainua wamama, nitainua vijana. So we are asking you, what is the role of the member of parliament? Your role is not to construct roads. Your role is not to dig for people boreholes. Your role is not to put up for the health facilities. We kazi kama mjumbe ni tatu: representation, oversight, and legislation. And we find everybody want to be MP, like where I'm coming from. they are just like, I can issue bursaries to 10 million. So if you give me CDF, so they understand that their role is just CDF. And I'm telling you those people, if you are a member of parliament, you come to us with those things like bursary, CDF things, barabara. Come and tell us that if you are elected, how are you going to legislate? How are you going to oversight? How are you going to represent? That's why we have a problem even in the bill making process. You understand? I heard what Karoli was saying. If Karoli Omondi, MP for Super South, brought 18 amendments, and out of 18 amendments, 17 were passed. So we have people. Why is only one person can bring 18 amendments out of 290? What were members doing in Parliament? One person should only bring one amendment because you are giving too much time. Because he's concentrating on the role of legislation.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
So I'm saying,
yeah.
Yes. So I'm just, I will say, if you go to the ballot, ukipata hizo ballot sita, president analyze ya kwamba the roles and the functions, governor roles and functions, MP role and function, mpaka MCA. Don't just elect somebody for the sake ya kwamba super senator. Like now people are telling Sifuna go for senator, but Sifuna said by himself, no, me I want to be a senator. I'm doing my role in oversight, implementation, very well in the Senate. I don't want to be a governor. But people will look at you in the debate, then they analyze you, then they, okay, when that was said. So what we should understand, leaders must understand their role. Leaders must understand their function. That as a governor, no longer Kibaki drive as a governor. As a governor, you are no longer a nominated MP or a senator, but you are elected to carry out functions of a county that is a government just be devolved. You are the president of the county. That's the problem we have with the voters, and particularly you find leaders, someone who is maybe I can say 45 years, 50 years, even 60, addressing people that I want to be a member of parliament. The other day, I gave people 10 million bursaries. So if you give me this job, when I'll get that 40 million from the NGCDF, I'll distribute bursary and I'm asking myself, which country are we? Because from the time I was in primary, I understand that if you are in parliament, kazi yako ni kuunda sheria. Ni bunge gani anajenga barabara ama bunge gani anajenga hospitali ama anapeana basari. So I think we should serve Sakaja aelewe kazi yake ni gani ndio atuletee hizo vipindi zake.
Okay, thank you. And Joseph, let me just engage you because because what is happening is affecting the residents of Nairobi. And when you see the leadership, the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga and President William Ruto are coming and telling the senators, okay, the county members of assembly, okay, you need to pause for 60 days, and maybe as we are still finding the solution. Now you come and ask yourself, what is the role of the people of Nairobi? Because they're the people who are feeling it the most, they're the people who are working in areas where maybe the sewage is leaking. They're the people who are in the areas whereby the garbage is not collected. Their health are being affected. What should be their role? Should they take the matters in their own hands? Because when you look at the constitution, they have given them the mandate. In fact, they can even demonstrate to say that, okay, now we are going on the street, and the reason why we are going on the street, we feel that we elected you, or we feel like the decision that has been taken by the political class is not our decision, and we are demanding that the tabling the impeachment motion should continue, or we are demanding that Sakaja should leave the office. Because you find the residents of Nairobi, they're just complaining in the street, then they say that, okay, this was not fair, but they're not taking no action. Is that one also giving Sakaja a reprieve and say that, okay, the people of Nairobi still loves me, even though these people want to impeach me?
Thank you for that question. People of Nairobi, where they have been left is at a crossroad. What they have been left with is just to go for election 2027. There's no other avenue they have been left with. Because what will they do? Are they going to impeach? Are they going to go to parliament or county assembly to impeach Sakaja? They cannot go, and they cannot even recall their MCAs. We came here and we talked about recalling, and we saw there is no procedure of recalling these MPs and MCAs and whoever. So what is left?
Yeah.
Wacha watu umie kidogo ndio mtu akienda kucast his ballot the next time you are going to cast your ballot, you are going to think about your future. I saw in a place there at home. You know me, I'm talking about home because I always receive this news.
Yeah.
Some people are putting stones along a sewage which is running, because people cannot even be able to cross. They cannot be able to cross the area. The area is very muddy, and the sewage is running through. They cannot even be able. So the people wamejitolea kumwaga mawe, these big stones, hizi za kujenga foundation. They are putting them together. They are lining them together so that they can be able to cross, because even there is no bridge there. The sewage has broken. So what I can tell the Nairobi people, hakuna kitu ingine sasa tunaweza fanya. If they have decided they are going to break to need the impeachment motion, they are going to shelve it and not take it to the step the people wanted. What will we do, Brother Benson? Hata to recall our members of parliament, it's very hard. So when you are going to go and vote, brother, it's very good also. It's also a blessing in disguise that you can see how the leaders are. So when you are going to vote, I think that time people are going to be using their head properly. We are going to be using our heads the right way, because we have been shown things that we have never seen. We have been shown things that we have never seen. I'm telling you about Nairobi citizens and Nairobi County residents. They have seen a lot of stress among them, and I know the only thing they can do is just wait for next year iishe tuingie 2027. Hakuna kitu ingine wanaweza fanya, brother. There is nothing else unless the MCAs decide to come with the motion again and impeach him. Hakuna kitu ingine tutafanya. There is nothing. Let me not give you false hopes. Hakuna kitu ingine tunaweza fanya.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Joseph, for that. That hakuna kitu ingine the Nairobi resident can do, because they have to wait. But Barack, this mentality that we usually have as a people, and say that okay, somebody is not performing, but we as the people who have been given the mandate, we have the wait and see mentality, and we tell you, okay, you're doing this, we are waiting you at the ballot box, and we don't take action. So you find that a member of parliament or a member of the governor, a county assembly and all that comes, and again, we will always say that, okay, we are waiting at the ballot box. And you find that as we wait them on the ballot box, but we keep on electing the same people, not even the same people or the same personality, but the people who are like have the same leadership skills, because like the people who are coming from that's friends, we are the people. We replaced a friend with a friend. We replace a friend with a friend, with the mentality of wait and see. So when will that liberation comes, and we sit down as the community, or we sit down as voters and say that we know what we want. Yeah, we don't want to be in the wait and see list or wait and see seat, that we elect somebody who will understand that. Then that is one. Then maybe the second one, you can also talk about, because like Nairobi is so much complex, and whereby you find that everybody you want to listen to interest of everybody, who, if you try to interfere with the matatus, they will tell you, you're waiting you at 2027, or we're waiting you on the election date. Everybody. So you want to accommodate all this. So what now at that point, what kind of leadership should you be?
Well, I still hold the view that Nairobi should have been left to be run by the national government. Because I don't think there's any governor that we will have in this city that will work to the satisfaction of the Nairobians. Remember when Sonko was the governor, he tried to decongest the city by saying that Matatu should not come to the city. I don't know if you can remember what happened that day.
Yeah,
there was sabotage, and people walked, and he was threatened that hiyo mambo na mali naguza usijaribu kwa hiyo area. And remember when some business people are being relocated from Wagulima Market, I don't know to where. Sakaja was also told that, my friend, hiyo mambo najaribu usiende hapo. So you find that in Nairobi, we have vested interest in so many areas. And that is why if you compare Nairobi with Kigali, Nairobi with Addis Ababa, you'll really be surprised how Nairobi is lagging behind. And as a regional powerhouse, I think it's just a matter of time before that glory is gone for good. Because if you look at the organization of Addis Ababa, we don't want to talk about European cities because they are much advanced. Let us talk about our neighbors here.
Yeah.
Addis Ababa, the organization of Addis Ababa as a city. Look at organization of Kigali, and even Dar es Salaam is also catching up with us. And I think by the introduction of BRT, I think they very soon they are going to be ahead of us. We have cartels who are controlling the public transport within the CBD. Let me just say within Nairobi, and they are well connected. Politicians are a part of it, and they are not willing to let go of that public transport so that it can be run efficient. Because when there's chaos, many people benefit from that chaos. There are people who benefit a lot from chaos than where there is a organization. Proper organization minimizes chances of corruption, chances of impunity, chances of lawlessness. So that is what they don't want. So they are trying to ensure that Nairobi survives especially public transport survives in a chaotic system where you cannot really bring order.
Yes.
And that's why they are benefit. And even the security agencies, because if there is order, you will not need to bribe a traffic police officer. So since they want to perpetuate that system so that they can continue maximizing on the benefit from it, that's why they will never allow order to take place. So it needs a very strong leader with a very strong personality who will not care about politics. You remember someone like when Nairobi was under Metropolitan, we didn't have a politician who was leading that. It was just professionals. And your politicians, they usually look at the next election. So any decision that they're making today, they're looking at the next election. How is this decision going to affect me? Yeah, in the next election. And when Nairobi is under the national government is led by the president, and now it maybe Nairobi is under something like Nairobi Metropolitan, where there's no politics. There's no politician. They will try to restore sanity in this city. But a governor who is eyeing the next election cannot restore sanity in the public transport because of the next election. They cannot ensure that there is order within the CBD in terms of aligning the hawkers and the markets that are causing confusion within the CBD, because they care so much about being re-elected. Yeah. And that's why, and remember, even Nairobi, we've never had a governor who have secured a second term. So those are the challenges that we are having in the city. And unless Nairobi is taken back to the national government, these problems are going to continue because they are politically influenced, because politicians have captured the city, because they benefit a lot from the chaos, from the lawlessness, from the madness that we are experiencing within the CBD.
Oh, okay, Bharat, thank you so much. And talking about the national government, and do you think, sorry, or do you see a possibility, because apart from people talking about the instability that maybe could have been necessitated or could have been prompted by the impeachment of Sakaja, but also people are talking about the political elite, especially during the negotiation of this not to impeach Sakaja, the exchange of monetary transaction that took place, of the political of transaction, because I was listening the other day to one of the county assembly, I think it was former, who have the information inside that he might have spoken with some of his colleagues, and from that he was taking there are some kind of like transactions that took place. And when you look at it, it brings you to the notion that the politics that we do, it is not about the interest for that particular country, but what would always come first. For me, even to salvage your image, you have to pay something, and there's a red card for it. If you cannot afford, then you will go. If you can afford, then we will do that. So with the national government coming in, and you find that the major players who are going to be in the national government, and they are the same players who are negotiating this democracy, or this kind of like accountability and transparency. How then will it happen if we stick it to the national government, if they're still the same people?
Ben, if you compare Nairobi under county government, devolved government,
Yeah,
and Nairobi under the Minister for Local Government,
yeah.
you can really see the difference.
Mm.
And that is why I think the national government, even though they are just same players, but
Yeah.
interests are different.
Mm.
Because, for example, if Nairobi is under the national government, and that maybe a professional is going to lead. For example, during the before the 2010 constitution, before devolution, the local governments, Nairobi was led by a mayor who was leading the political angle, and there was a town clerk who was now a professional who was not elected. He was just doing his job, and that was the one who was now like the CEO, the executive officer, because a mayor was just a ceremonial figure, but now the town clerk was the executive, like the CEO of the city. And you could see that they could even order hawkers out of the CBD, and it could be effected because they were not caring about re-election, because they were not elected in the first place. But when you are dealing with a governor who wants to balance the interest of the hawkers to be tolerated to continue in the CBD, you want to balance the interest of the Matatu sector, you want to balance the interest of I don't know, the street families, and also you want to balance you want also to have the goons closer to him. So you find it is just going to be messy, as opposed to having Nairobi under the national government and run by a professional who is not elected, because this city, the politicians who are the political elites, they have a lot of, or they have really messed up the city for a long time. And the reason why, I think we said here the other day, that the reason why Sakaja is very important for the two principles, it is because of the role that he's playing in the city, and they also, through him, they can access the resources from the county government. Yeah. And he being a political figure, and also Nairobi being a very important constituency for these political elites, so they will really want to put him there at all cost. But now, if Sakaja could have been maybe a professional who is just heading the city as a professional, I don't know. I think things could have been different, because these political interests could have not been the same the way they are right now. So that's why I still hold it will take time for Kenyans to understand that Nairobi is very important for it to be under the national government. Even if it takes 50 years, even if it's 100 years, eventually, I am sure Kenyans will decide wacha Nairobi kuwe chini ya serikali ya taifa.
Okay, and I'm seeing we allowed like around 15 minutes so that we can end the show. But now I want to come to you, Joseph, and maybe weigh your thoughts. If you listen to the sister to the right, Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, that is Ruth Odinga, was saying that he's so much disappointed, especially on what happened, because her argument was that it is the role of the county members of assembly to oversight the governor, or to put accountability on the governor. And you come and look at the picture of Raila Amolo Odinga back then, whereby he would fight for such like issues. He would really fight for maybe the people, and make sure that the things are done according to the law, or as per the constitution. When you see now two different people speaking from the same family, what picture does it give you? Or
Thank you for that question. One thing that has been left clear is that Raila has been left at a crossroad, because in one mouth he said that I want to support the devolution. In another mouth he said that we need to give Sakaja time. If you are supporting devolution, you need to support it fully. The MCAs are under devolution, and they are supposed to do their work under that devolution. So if we are supporting devolution, We are supposed to give the rights for the MCAs to do as according to the wills of what their people are telling them, because MCAs, they have been elected by people to represent them in the county, and they are the ones who make laws for the county, and they oversight the county government. So if we are undermining the county assembly, and telling them that we should come and reconsider and give somebody 60 days, it means that we are already undermining the county assembly.
Yeah.
And that one is undermining the constitution. So already the county assemblies are under threat. As we are trying to say that we are trying to empower them, I think that one is more so one of the one of something that is making the counties to be finished. Because if they don't have the freedom to air what they want in their county assembly, I don't think they have any freedom at all. So it means that devolution is under attack. That is what it means.
Okay, thank you. And Miguda, you then I will finish with Mr. Barak. I want to bring you back, especially when Rasanga was the governor for Siaya. And remember, it was Rasanga, or I think Rasanga also had an issue to do with anti-corruption and Akuba, the Akuba, of Homa Bay. So let's like when you look at this governor, and maybe if any governor have a good rapport with the big politicians, especially with the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga and President William Ruto, and maybe they go or veered out of their mandate, and maybe they might have embezzled some funds. I'm not saying they are doing. And you say that, okay, now because I'm closer to the two brothers, I can negotiate for my way out by not following what the law requires. Yeah. So what does that one put, especially in terms of accountability and transparency and the integrity of the leadership of the people that might be in the position to serve?
You have asked a very good question. That what does it amount to? Accountability, transparency, integrity of leadership. But those things are very nice, and they are very good in written form, whereby they have been written in a constitution. They are good ideas spoken out by our leaders. There are things, but in the real sense, practically, they are not applicable in the country. They aren't applicable in the country. You find out that corruption has been weaponized, whereby if I'm agreeing with you, or if I'm sponsoring your lifestyle, then whether I'm corrupt to the core, or you are going to let me go. That's what happened to Sakaja. And if I disagree with you ideologically, even not that we were in any conflict, just ideologically, like what Nakembe is doing, that as for me and the people of Trans Nzoia, we must sit down at the table and speak with the new leadership, not the current. That small thing that is not comfortable with Wetangula Mudavadi speaking on behalf of the community for that long. It's now time to change other people. Then when I'm later, yes. So you find out these things. And it is an old system whereby it has been working. I think sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. The issue of you are being arrested, withdrawal security, EACC wanafika kwako. But if you have any scams, I think it's just a way of you are using we usually call it criminal justice system to settle your political scores, whereby if your opponent must suffer in your hands if you are the person controlling the machines. So if you talk about integrity, accountability, transparency, even in our electoral process, this is why we don't end up with transparencies, because we find out that other people, or we find out that the officials are not doing it practically, but in the written form, whereby the way you are asking that question, it appears very nice and good, but it is not applicable. It is not there in the real sense.
Okay, thank you so much. And Barak, maybe to you, the last one before we wind up. When you look at everything that is happening right now, everything in terms of politics is boils about to corruption, and you find that as much as we might saying that okay, we need to fight corruption, but in real sense, in public, we fight corruption. Even those who are mentioning the corruption, we say that we have to fight corruption. I will fight this corruption. But now, when it comes to real issues, now you find that even like there's some that we can suspend. We say that, okay, now let's suspend this and let it work. Do you feel that as a country, however much we try, and even president forming those multi-agency team to fight corruption, asking people to pray so that we can deal with the corruption, do you see ourselves, especially winning against war of corruption?
It's only in Kenya where corruption is fought through prayers. you know, when we started appointing retired bishops to lead anti-corruption agency, that's I think when we lost the old corruption. Because
wait, okay, I know you have to come, but do you think that one was a psychological and to give hope to people that this is somebody from in the kingdom of God who will always be truthful, so he has to fight it with the prayers? Because you remember, even now Bishop prayed in State House, and after that there was some mega corruption still come after that big prayer.
I think Kenya should just be serious with this against corruption, because if you look at countries that has really overcome this monster of corruption, like if you look at South Korea, you look at Singapore, you look at China, they never prayed for people who are corrupt to stop stealing public funds. Some countries you are hanged, others you are shot, so that it can be a lesson to others. But when you say wacha tuwaombe mwache kutuibia, I think it's just a big joke. Because I think that we have serious things to pray about, not corruption. Corrupt people should just be dealt with. And the problem we have as a country is that even the judiciary itself is corrupt. Even the EACC is corrupt. Even the DCI is corrupt. Even everything is. So you find who will fight corruption. And and if you look at the politicians that we elect, in fact, we want those who are corrupt so that we can elect them. We reward them with political positions. So that is why we are losing this war. Because look at the president who people elected and cheered that he's going to save this country. Look at the scandals that are hanging on his name, before he became the president. Look at most of members of parliament, Look at most governors. It's like in Kenya, if you are corrupt, you are rewarded by being elected. So it will reach a point where a leader will emerge in this country. And that leader will even say, wacha tuweke katiba kando kwanza, just to save this country from corruption. Because even you cannot fight corruption using the same judiciary. Hii ambayo mtu akisikia anachunguzwa anaenda kula na anapata order ya kusimamisha isisi kumchunguza. It's like, and they are granted those orders. Then you will see, we want you should not be arrested because you are corrupt. So we need to maybe to suspend the constitution for some time so that we deal with this corruption. Because under the same as we are having, we've been forming commissions after commission, multi-agencies after multi-agencies, but the thieves are just continuing to steal from the public. So I think we need a different approach. But the leadership that we have right now cannot give us a different approach. Because if you look at the formation of EACC, look at the executive, look at the legislature, look at the judiciary, there is no way we are winning this way against corruption with the same formation that we have, using the same law that we are using.
Okay, thank you so much. And maybe within the 6 minutes that are remaining, Joseph, I know we will be having in the morning, and we will discuss quite much. There's something here that is constant, Barack, and I'm still persuaded of one thing, that there's a bigger game that is being played that the public is still not understanding. With the Right Honorable Sifuna and the likes of Babu Owino and Kenya Kwanza. Because, despite Sifuna constant attack to the president, a partner to the broad-based government, that is through the President William Ruto, but they still can't have a chance to ride or to fly with Raila in the same chopper. And you're seeing him with Raila, then again seeing with Babu. What does that one speak anyway? And maybe start with Joseph, then Barack will close. Joseph, do you see there's something that we are not seeing? Or there's something going on that we are not understanding?
Also, me, I'm not understanding. The same way you're not
Because
understanding.
he talked about the Shah issue in the presence of Raila Odinga, and even Sifuna attacked Duale on the Shah issue, and they were in the same chopper. And like when you go to the people themselves, the voters who are saying how Sifuna is very disrespectful to the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and he still fly with him. Is there something that we are not understanding?
Brother Benson, utajua hii ni siasa. This is politics, bwana. You see people, they abuse each other through live in front of the camera, but under the cameras, wanakunywa chai and they are eating together. So there is nothing to learn from there. Hakuna kitu wanaficha. They are just showing us the side of them. They like to be that they are disagreeing against each other kwa cameras. But after it's just pressure. They like to put Kenya under. Kenya has been under pressure of politics. Have we ever even stopped being in a political mood since
No, really.
2018? Since 2018, we have been in a political mood till now. How many years are those in political tension from 2018? We have been in political tension from 2018 till now. So let's say even 2017. So we have been in a political mood till now. So they just want to keep the momentum. When there is political mood, they are able to thrive. When the country is peaceful, they cannot be able to thrive. So that is what politicians do. When the country is peaceful, they cannot be able to do their dealings and thrive in what they want to do. That's why you see Zamas wataleta kakitu after 1 year utasikia kuna kitu kanasumbua, waseme tunafaa kufanya hivi tena next year. So right now we have the issue of mambo na Shah. We have been removed from now Sakaja, we are entering into Shah. After hii Shah utasikia tena kitu kingine kameletwa next month and we be tutakuwa tukieko hivyo. We are always in motion, and that is the real problem in Kenya. Work will never be done. Work will never be done because we will be always in politics mode. US, they just finished their election the other day. Do you see them in politics? They're back to work. They're back to work for the citizens. As we finished an election in 2022, and still even now, we are still in campaign mode, brother. We have not relaxed. And now we enter into another cycle of a campaign mode. Alafu after hiyo 2027 tuanze tena campaign ingine. When will we ever relax, my brother? Tutaipumzika. Labda tutapumzika binguni. Hii mambo ya Kenya hatupumziki bwana hivi karibuni.
Okay, sawa, asante. Miguda, in brief, so I can bring in Barak, because I don't know how many topics we've said that Sifuna is exiting ODM, Sifuna is respectful to Baba, but they are in the same chopper, my friend. What are we not understanding?
Okay, I just want to say one thing. Unajua siasa kuna mambo. Siasa kuna yule msee anaelewa Kenya anafanya among this principle. Sasa ni kama Sifuna, ni kama babu anajua game ya baba pia anajua game ya babu. Sasa Sifuna amekuwa kama common denominator. Unapata Sifuna kuna babu Sifuna kuna babu kwa wakati wanapiga serikali, wako na babu anapiga serikali kabisa, na wakati Sifuna kuna baba, Sifuna pia anapiga serikali, lakini baba pia ako hapo. So kuna game hiyo game nadhani wanalewa at their level. They know what they're doing.
All right, Barak. Barak, maybe you can wind up and share with us your view, because like it is not very easy to understand, because like if you listen to the fanatical base of Raila Amolo Odinga, they've said everything about Sifuna and Babu Owino, and Sifuna is still with Baba. They are in the same chopper when they were going to a certain funeral, and the public have their own opinion. But with them, do you think like Sifuna also is holding in brief for Baba?
Yeah, Sifuna is still with Baba, and Baba is also still with Sifuna. So they are still together because there's something that maybe it is not really clear to many people. But I know, when you are working with someone like Ruto, you must be very crafty, because Ruto is also a very crafty politician. If he can initiate impeachment of his own deputy that they won election with, what about just a partner of that
A
we are
partner.
working with? So I think they are just being so crafty, so that even Ruto might not really understand their position very well,
Yeah.
because they are with him, but they are ready to jump out in any time. So they're just being smart politically. But I think it is not clear to the public what is really happening. But what I know, once you see that the SG is not willing to quit, it means that he has the blessing of the party leader.
Yeah, true. And
Yeah.
and something that also and I don't know whether it will actualize. Omondi Karoli said something that um, um, there might be a reunion of the Right Honorable Prime Minister and President William Ruto to come with a new outfit, and that's something that is possible in politics. As I was saying that earlier, it is only the voters who usually take so much interest and create that enmity between you and your brother to an extent of even killing your brother. That is not the
Are
way
you
to
of the
go.
founders of ODM?
Yeah, and
Are you of the founders of ODM?
yes.
Yeah, sure.
So to the voters out there, I'm just telling you as a Kenyan, in the politics, if you've been in the political class, please, if you love the art of politics of President William Ruto, it's okay. You love the art of politics of Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, it's okay. You love the art of politics of Rigathi Gachagua, it is okay. Any politician is okay. But do not go to an extent of taking a life of your brother just because of politics. Because politicians, that is their job. Hapo ndio wanakulia, hapo ndio they cut the deals. It's just like wewe umeandikwa mahali. You will try everything possible to be at your job so that you can get payment to feed your family. That's how politicians, they feed their family. That's how they school their family. That's how their life revolves. Their life revolves around politics. So as a supporter of any politician, please usiue mwenzako kwa sababu ya mwanasiasa. Hata usiue ndugu yako kwa sababu ya mwanasiasa. Utabaki na hiyo mauaji kwako tu wewe mwenyewe. Politician hana, kwa sababu wanajua hakuna mtu mwenye alijua kwamba Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga na Ruto wangekuwa wanaweza fanya kazi pamoja. Hakuna mtu alijua kwamba Raila na President Uhuru wangefanya kazi pamoja. Hakuna mtu angejua kwamba Raila na aliyekuwa rais wa Kenya ambao sasa ni hayati Moi na Kibaki wangekuwa wanaweza fanya kazi pamoja. Hakuna mtu. Lakini kwa sababu ni kazi yao, na kazi kuna biashara, kuna kupoteza na kuna faida. Kama kuna faida wamepata, na pia kuna mahali ambao wamepoteza. So usiue mwenzako kwa sababu ya siasa. Thank you so much, gentlemen. For Joseph, I'll be seeing you in the morning. For Barak and Miguda.
Benson, can I
Yes.
finish on a lighter note?
Yeah.
The guy who is in the control room ya Facebook ya KBC, that guy anafanya watu wacheke sana. Anauliza kwani wameleta Brazil badala ya Gambia. That guy, you see the post of that guy from KBC. Anaweka vitu zingine moto. I think they have upgraded their guy on a lighter note.
Okay, thank you so much. And also something that also I think this is also a appeal that maybe I'm putting to us here. You know, I know sometimes we go ahead and criticize the leaders, but another responsibility that we have also, because we also have a responsibility to inform the public of what is taking place, especially when it comes to good leadership. So when they will be making those decisions, they will not be having any excuse that they were not told. This idea of every day complaining that wanasiasa ni wabaya, that idea, I'm not buying it. I'm one person who have refused to buy that. Wanasiasa si wabaya, nyinyi ndio wabaya, kwa sababu unajua vizuri huu mwanasiasa life yake yote vitu ambazo amefanya, alafu bado unaenda unampigia. So I'm not buying kwamba ni wanasiasa ni wabaya. But all in all, thank you so much, my brothers and panelists, Mr. Migoda and Joseph and Barak too. For Joseph, we will be meeting in the morning, that is Saturday, to do the press of the week, and we will be discussing, including Sakaja, Malala now rejecting the appointment of Mukisa Kitui. All that will be in the morning for 2 hours. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.